p.m. Saturday. Use your time. Let's check the audio, sounds, everything is good. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions about the series or building stuff. And so we're gonna start the moving to Africa series. And I think we've tackled preparation, financial preparation. I believe last week we tackled accommodations, whether rental or just building or buying something. And so we continue with two aspects today, which will be education and also like finding employment. Um, some of the things to maybe to consider, look at it. This is my perspective. So um, use it if you find it useful, and don't apply it if you don't find it useful. Okay. So anyway, Hajia, thank you for so checking if you're here. Hajia, let me know the sound if you can hear me, you can see me, and all that stuff. Takrisha, thank you. Good to see you again. Um, I hope all is well with you. Um, okay, so big topic, education, and there's a couple of things I want to. I'm going to talk about formal education and some the benefit of non-formal education as well, right? And so, okay, and this does not apply to everybody, in terms of the at least the formal part. I think the informal is always good to always learn and find ways to do things better. And so, if you are considering moving to any of the African countries, education, and you have little ones, education becomes a big factor, um, be- because it is very, very important to make sure that the kids get some leverage and be prepared to take that legacy and make that legacy better from where you left off. So the education aspect becomes important. So then, people start looking at the cost. Cost is a big deal. Start looking at the curriculum, and that might even impact where you live, especially if you find a good school somewhere in a respective country, but you live all the way, part of town. Then you have to find a way how you're going to manage that. So I believe in looking at things holistically and then make a decision. So because if you are about an hour and a half away traffic from the school of your choice that you think will be better suited for that particular child, it makes it a little bit difficult to be doing it 5 days a week. So that also factor that if education for the children is something that fits your family structure, then factor that in terms of distance, proximity to where you be living and that kind of stuff as well. So ideally, you're looking at also the curriculum that is going to prepare the child to succeed in the future, in the near future, and also down the road. Technology is changing a lot of things. Some industries are going to be redundant. Some new industries potentially can come up. Some industries are going to be better. So you want to be strategic in helping your child and guiding them pick certain things that's going to be relevant and stuff like that. So that's going to help them actually utilize the knowledge and some skills that they've gotten through their formal education process, right? So you want education that is very, very competitive. Okay, very, very competitive. And so that would not be enough. Still, they still have to be learning some informal stuff. I always say the future belongs to those who can diversify, those who are flexible, disciplined, and just very, very ambitious. That's who the future belongs to. It's not gonna be for the people who are very emotional and cry about everything and stuff like that. So because life's gonna move on and the world doesn't care you got an issue, right? So you gotta be able to deal with that. So future employment becomes a big thing. but the goal also not to gear people towards just employment aspect. Eventually, in employment is also skills that they can eventually go into business if they choose, you know, and stuff like that. So, and also you have to deal with certain realities, right? The reality is always important. Um, you know, there's a set of truths. Not everything, truths are not relatives, as much as we would like to think. There's certain things that work, there's certain things that don't work well, there's certain things that absolutely no. Um, you know, the knowledge is important. Where you acquire them is important because you cannot duplicate the environment, right? And so it's very, very, very important. It's very, very important that the kid are put in an environment that is going to be challenging, is going to expose them to, give them better leverage when they compete. Because I think that is a role of a parent, is to prepare the next generation to be equipped and to be able to also succeed way much faster and greater than we could ever do. I think that's the fundamental role as a parent. And so a good education at least is the basic, is the fundamentals to get them started right. I'm a big advocate, for that. Makes a big difference. Education for farmers ties with income. Um, it's like a lot of the smartest people in the world, when you look at geographical location, also make a lot of money and they have wealth. If you take away natural resources, I'm talking about things they've been able to do from engineering aspect. Okay. So now another thing that's very, very important too. Another thing I think education is a lifetime process. Maybe you can say I've done with my degrees, my advanced degrees, but I also think that non-formal education is really important. And it's sometimes even more important than the formal education in certain areas, right? I was hanging out last night, for a friend's birthday party. It was a great time. It was good to actually have some brothers from that used to play in the NFL. They have been very, very successful to actually also be financially very, very, very responsible. And so it's good to be in a company of people that have done so well and are making moves to just end poverty in their life and also for the next generation. So it was awesome. It was really we will. I mean, it's one of the most exciting group of people that I've ever hang with. I can say probably in my life, it was awesome because it's like everybody has something going on, and so it was just that's a company that for me I find myself in people that have accomplished a lot of things and people that are like on the road and that is priceless, right? That is priceless because you are going to be where you are in life based on a couple of things: what you know, what you do, what you know, how you spend your time and resources. And the one that for me, I think is the most important thing is the people you surround yourself with. So whether they are people of significance or they are people that are just going to waste your time. And highly successful, driven people don't have time, and they are not the easiest people to be around with because it's like they got stuff that they need to accomplish. But I think also they are the most important people to be around with. And for me, they are the most people that I actually have like the most fun with because you can see the progression and you can see like and you used to get insight to some of the things they are doing and that kind of stuff. So it's very, 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 very important, right? It's a key. There's no substitute for that. Yes. And like Takisha said, this is so true. This is so true. And I appreciate you said black people, we Africans too. We were never taught anything about success oriented. And so habits, we are creature of habits. And so it's not like African people are dumb people or they are unintelligent people, they are stupid people. It's just that we tend to repeat a cycle of bad habits. And so that is where we find ourselves in most of the situation we find ourselves in. And when you look at any other group that is successful, those habits have been passed down through generations, right? And so it is very, very important. And yes, we can use the word black people, but at the end, you are an individual. You get to pick. You get to pick the life you want for you and your legacy. You get to rewrite your history. Um, at 14 years ago, I said, listen, this poverty thing in my generation, I'm gonna do everything I can to end it in my lifetime. That's it. And I'm determined to end it. And so far I'm on track to do that. And so this is some of the things that you need to have. This is the things that must drive you to say enough is enough. The buck stop with me, and I'm gonna do what I can, including sacrifice certain pleasures and happiness and certain fine stuff, so I can prepare the next generation to take it to the next side. So it's true. This habit is bringing a lot of pain, a lot of poverty um, into our families. That is really unnecessary. That's really unnecessary. And the sad thing though is that when we hang around our own people, most of the time these problems are reinforced. They are reinforced. So I was so happy to meet the ex NFL players, and they are basically out of the statistics, which is 85% of NFL players, and about I think 80-90% of them are black population wise in the NFL. 5 years from retiring to go bankrupt, right? So it was awesome to be around these dope guys, and it's like the shit is together. Like I said, this is what I'm doing. These guys could go buy Rolls Royces and luxury, but they're not putting money into those things. And so it was just that's what you want to see, right? And so it was a wonderful it was a wonderful night. And it's cool. Some of them actually want to say, hey, let me know when you want to go to Ghana because we're looking at some other opportunity. I said, listen, man, let's make it happen. So it's all about that. So the circle, sometimes, you got to get away from, from the people around you and go win and go find somebody and get information from wherever you need to get it and win so that you become a hero to your children. You become a hero in your family. You become the one that say, who changed the financial dynasty of this family? That is your picture. That's nothing to do whether you're a man or woman, but you become that and stuff like this. And so, Takesha, what he said was like really, really important. We fortunately, something, but I put a challenge to us to end it, to end it. So education for me is very, very is very, very important. Is very, very important, and what you know, and what you do, what you know, and the people you surround yourself with, um, and just be damn, just be competitive. And sometimes, listen, it's good. It's like I've always been a competitive, person, but mostly, when I was doing sports, it was like me against everybody. But now it's more like me trying to maximize, find out what is it that I can push myself to. So it's more like internal competition. So every day I gotta do a little bit more, and we need that. Those traits needs to be passed on. Those traits of confidence that needs, and it's better for the children to get confidence very quickly. You know, there are people in your 40s, they have no confidence because if you don't have confidence, obviously jealousy is going to sit in and all kinds of stuff. And I'm also finding this myself is that it's like I've hang with a couple of people and every now and then you find out, listen, they have money, but it's not coming from unethical ways, and sometimes got to just cut our ties. and and stuff like that. So, but we believe in doing it right and living with that peace of mind. Know that nobody's gonna be knocking down your door of because you got yourself caught up into some bullshit and because you wanted to buy some luxury watch or car or house and stuff like that. So the confidence is very important. And the confidence in self must be, if nobody ever believes in you, it is okay for you to go there and win. And there are only a handful of people that can do that. Everybody, but then you're gonna meet another winner and you're gonna hit it off. Yeah, you guys gonna feed off each other. You're gonna have, it's like you guys gonna really, really support each other and build something greater than you could ever do on your own. So certain kids with a good sound fundamentals, good education, have some knowledge base, applying some skills, developing try and error, become good at what they do, is going to have them win in all other aspects. The goal is not just to win in one thing. The goal is to win in everything you touch, right? Everything. And so it is good. Let's start them right. There's no excuse for that. Um, you know, Homeschool is great, but you cannot duplicate certain things. You cannot give the rich environment that a child could be in, the exposure, working with people on their with their peers, and coming up with solutions, creating, thinking about stuff like that is very, very difficult. Yes, children should always get some good informal or sometimes some formal education at home, but it's never a substitute, right? So let's set them right. Let's set them right so they can win. We can be proud of them. 100 years from now, we're in the grave. We can look at the legacy and said it's a legacy of winners, a legacy of severe accomplishment, and legacy of game changes and word changes. So no excuse, set them right. Now another thing. All right, let me see if you have any questions. You can throw it down here. It doesn't have to be on this topic. It could be stuff that has to do with moving back, building, you come out with money, that kind of stuff. How you will be to stay focused on these dreams and get things done, stuff like that. So you can put your questions in. Okay. I know there's more people out there, so just check in so I can know who's there. The next aspect I'm going to tackle is the employment. Employment in Africa per se. And this is a big topic. I'm not going to be doing it justice with probably trying to speak on this for about 10 minutes. It's a big deal, and also, you have to, I think we have to be realistic and understand that everybody is dispensable. Your job could go away. I don't care what it is you think you do. Everybody's replaceable. And I think once you understand that, you can have urgency in how you do things. Or even if you're not dispensable, life could happen. Things can happen to you, life, and then you might not be able physically to do the job that you do. So that's the beauty of life, which is um you can control certain things, but you can't control a lot of the things. But also that is what makes to me life exciting, because every day you wake up, you don't even know what's going to happen, 24 hours. And so that is the beauty for that. So employment, like I've always said, living here and moving to Ghana to get employment is possible. It's possible. I wouldn't say that is the ideal thing you should be doing for. I have some friends that are expats, they're making good money. Um, One moved several years ago, but after a while they lost the job, so they moved back. So they moved back to Ghana again 4 months ago, 4.5 months ago. And so they're still working, the job that they did here, they're working remotely, making good money and stuff. So that is important. But so that would be like kind of like the best opportunity, right? To be an expat working for a foreign company, getting paid in pound sterling or euros or dollars and stuff like that. That would be the idea. Now, if you go work for a Ghanaian company, chances are, because if you're expat, sometimes the packages are very good, right? Housing accommodation, because my friend was getting housing accommodation. He already had a house. He was getting stipend for fuel. And also, I think they said 2 tickets every year to the US. So it's good. It's a good package. Now, if you don't have that, then let's say you go there, you work for a local company over there, and they paying you. And I think usually there's a couple of things that happen. Sometimes it's fair to say they don't pay you the same rate you will get from outside. That is very fair. There's always an exception, but we can say it's fair that you're not going to get paid exactly, even if you have the experience. You're not going to pay that. And also the question also be like the stability of that industry and the job. Then okay, so you make the money over there. Then what else are you going to do just in case things get slowed down or and stuff like that. Um, and over there it's all connection and politics. That's what it is. Even here to some extent it's all connection too. And so you have to understand that. And the thing to we must know is that if you're not good at something, don't pretend to be someone else, right? Be yourself and make yourself better. So not good at something, don't pretend to be somebody else. Just be yourself and be better. And be better, hone on your craft, develop yourself, and market yourself, and then surround yourself with people that are trying to do something on a way, way higher level, and stuff like that. And if they can help you, great. Um, and bring something to the table, that always helps. Okay. And so nobody's invincible except only in your dreams, right? Because life, you can never be invincible. Things happens. So the employment is for me, I would say, and my attitude, three sources of income minimum. And so if the expat deal, I think people need to start looking at employment opportunities that allow you to work remotely with certain guarantees, at least 2 to 3 years. When you go there, they know at least that job is going to be stable, and then while you figure something out. And then, because one of my friends was able to do two jobs, it was crazy, to do two jobs remotely, and so, hey, it's a lot of money to be made. And so it's just about doing that, because African employment can swing from left to right, and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say, because there's a lot of smart people in Africa that don't have a job. There's a lot of smart people who are sitting home for a variety of reasons. It's not their fault. So it has nothing to do with they are dumb or anything like that. It's sometimes just the market, you know, just the market. Okay. So just factor these two things. Obviously, if you're empty nester, the education stuff, unless maybe something you wanted to be, um, is not really gonna be something, uh, unless you want to go for something fun. So anyway, yes, please smash the like button. Okay, it helps a lot for people to see the video. So share this video. You might not find it useful, but somebody else would. Okay, and so what are some career opportunity for aspiring guys? So there's a couple of things which I'm not gonna give everything here. So sometimes logistics, right? Logistics and in the service industry and some online presence, right? IT can be a useful thing. Um, and so you have to look at that. Or sometimes it's just going down there making some service a little bit better. In terms of, even one of the things that some of the people that have invested heavily in Ghana are beginning to appreciate is the POS system, point of sale transaction system, that is very robust, that is basically sound and cannot be altered with. That means you can't have somebody manipulating the daily sales numbers. And so that skills goes a long way in terms of to create some kind of product that you can say, hey, this is the product. If you use this system, this is your daily, sales, and also You get to see how much was cash, how much was electronic, and this report are sent daily. It cannot be edited, altered, and it basically calculates everything for you, so they know how much they're spending on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. Also help them with inventory. If you can come up with some kind of software like that, I know that is what the people that have a lot of money, I don't want to call their name, a lot of money in Ghana, they are doing all these businesses. That is what they are doing. They really appreciate it. I met one of them says like has been able to reduce a lot of theft in his organization, because what they have been doing is bringing people outside and pay them to keep an eye on this. So if you can develop a product like that, that is very streamlined. You can market it to the hotels, to the high-end restaurants, to event centers and pugs and everything like that. People would take that, right? So so that is one of the things. All right, let's give some shout out here, Hajia, Takwisha. Thank you for the questions. Eve, thank you. Leslie, thank you again for joining us. Um, so let's do this. Yes, yes, yes. I think I think that that's a fundamental fact. Most people in Africa leave because of economic opportunity. And if you take away that, is if the country is politically stable, most people are leaving because for economic opportunity. They're not leaving because they hate themselves or they hate the country. It's not that. We are, I left for economic reasons. I didn't leave for political reasons. And so if the job opportunities are there, and also too the ease of access to do business, certain industry, everybody can go and open a restaurant, but certain industries, when you start going in there, you start getting a little bit pushback, and so if those things have been easier to register, I think register a business, you can register a business in the United States in a few hours, not even a few hours, like 20 minutes or something like that. And so at least if our countries can at least even give us like maybe a couple of days, stuff like that, and get us going, stuff like that. Hey, we all love where we come from, but sometimes, listen, you gotta deal with the reality. The reality is, listen, if this place is not cutting it, you gotta go make the money and then bring some home and stuff like that. So I agree that most people will stay. Majority of people, especially in Ghana, I mean, maybe 99.9% of the people in Ghana leave the continent because of economic opportunities. So yes, I would have stayed as well. Okay, so it's very important. It's about um, and also keep your eyes on the street, keep your eyes in the world, look at the financial market, look at the stocks, talk to people, see what is going on, what the future looks like, and that kind of stuff. So then you can really 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 prepare yourself, to win. I feel like it used to be there's a lot of information that were hidden from us. It used to be, and there were great attempts to make sure that we couldn't read, we couldn't find these information, to the extent that some of our brothers and sisters were lynched, killed, when they tried to. Right now, it's like there's so many things you can find out with ease. So I think we need to use it for our own advantages. And so for me, I'm like, um, there's almost no excuse anymore. So let's go out and get information and prepare ourselves, and then win, and then live in the reality of what it is and what it's not. And so don't live in your head. Don't live in your head. Whatever, deal with the reality. If you go to a place, there is a challenge. Don't hope and pray that it's going to disappear. No, come up with solutions to overcome that challenge in your lifetime, because it might change your lifetime, it might not change in your lifetime. By the end of the day, come out um, come up with a solution to just make things happen. And for me, that's the kind of people, I like to spend my time with, just people that are solution oriented. I don't want people that don't want to deal with certain things because maybe emotionally they're not mature to deal with it. I want people that say, okay, this is a situation I'm confronted with. How do I overcome it? Then you can say, okay, XYZ, XYZ, and then move on. Okay. So Bibini African, yeah, I think we're remodeling that might be. It is. I think for me it would be number one ideal, and then while you make money over there, you can start other things, other businesses. Well, that is not capital intensive, you know. And so, but that would be the. Other than that, you know, sometimes I have to reserve certain things because there's a lot of people that go back and they are forced to do all kinds of stuff. And you think but it's really deep. So just remote. So be strategic. Sometimes you are working. Maybe go take another class for another skill, 6 months, get a certification. Start doing it. Like I'm always, even something like architectural design, right? Architectural design, like I've always wanted to use Ghanaians, because we are based in Ghana now, and but also the standard must be maintained. But the struggle is that sometimes it's like it's not it's uninspiring, the production that comes out, because the clients live outside. They have a taste of certain things that needs to be met. It's your house, so you're gonna live there for a long time, so it must work for you. And so you don't want somebody shoving a plan, because that's how it's supposed to be. And so I keep challenging. I say, listen, take other courses, see how other architects in other part of the world are designing their blueprint, and stuff like that. So then we can bring you that business, and you can do that. So remote best, so remote. Yep. So absolutely, I agree with that. I agree with that. So don't give that. And sometimes too, there's certain jobs that you think you can't do remotely, but you'd be surprised. Your employer might be flexible, right? Depends how you package it. They might be flexible. So don't. That is very, very powerful. A lot of the people that I know that are making serious money in Ghana, have some remote jobs, and they are working from all over, uh, and stuff. So, and brother, so you say, keep learning new things. That's the key. Keep adapting. Just life is moving very fast, and so just adapt, and just keep moving forward. And technology is changing, things are changing, people are beginning to expect more. And so rise up to the occasion and position yourself to be successful. Don't. And at the end of the day, if you can help yourself, you can help anybody. That's the fundamental thing. Okay, we can go on this righteous journey of a collective, but if you have not taken care of yourself, your household, your future, is very, very difficult to actually help the people that are less fortunate. And so start with you. And you owe it to your families to make sure they are set before you go out there trying to play rescuer. Okay, so and it's gonna take a lot. So, like for example, here's the calculation. So in the US, if you want to retire, let's say you want to retire and live comfortably, there's a calculation. It's not a matter of opinion. This is what all the experts are saying. Most of the financial experts are saying. So, for example, let's say you make $100,000. Let's say even a couple, you make $100,000 a year household income, and you're gonna retire. You want to live comfortably at that time. You will need to save about 80% of your income, right? So which will be $80,000, right? So you need to save that. Let's say you live 20 years. Let's say after retirement, you live long, you're healthy, you're thriving. So you live 20 years after your retirement. So what is it, 80? So that means you should have about $1.6 million in your retirement by the time you retire to live on for 20 years at 80% income comfortability. So that's 1.6. So that's a lot of money. And I think our people should start looking at the numbers, right? This is the education aspect. You should start looking at the numbers. We shouldn't run away from it. Look at the numbers based on how, even if it's 50,000 that you think you're gonna need when you retire. Um, how much do you need to have saved? Um, and then you will find out that it's a lot of money. And so that put a fire underneath you to be productive and to spend your time very wisely and to get your shit together. Speaking for myself too. And so it is very, very important. And so we need to look at that. We really need to get it. So we talk about breaking the poverty cycle and not pass this information. I have my kids are very young, and these are the discussion we having. They must understand wealth. They understand, how to generate wealth, how to keep wealth, how to build. And so these informations are relevant, and it is our responsibility to take care of. They're not going to teach them in the school. They're not going to get them. And so it's very, very important that we reflect that which we want the children to become. So it's very so, let's pick our big boy pens and on to look at some of these things. So listen, I need to, how am I going to come up with this money when I retire to be able to live comfortable so I'm not eating dog food or cat food. Apparently people are eating dog food and cat food. And also to retire with some dignity so I don't become a burden on the children, or I don't feel like I've wasted life. And so these things are, to me, are very, very important with. You want to retire in style and be comfortable. And so it's good. Correct. It is nearly impossible. It's nearly so you're going, and I can tell you, even that money, I can say probably for our people, 70-80% of them to 85% will be coming from investment. Right. Will be coming from investment. You can't save you unless you're getting paid, a couple $100,000, and then you are very diligent with your finances, and then you are saving. Yeah, but you're not gonna save your way into that. You just, most people can't do it. Okay. So you are going to be looking at investment opportunity to come out with a 70-80% to get you over there. And so what if, even if you don't get there, but you have been diligent and you've been doing this thing, and maybe you come out with a meal, it's still better than what you would have had before. And so these things are very, very important. So once you know there's going to be investment, which I agree with many Africans, purely is going to be investment, then means that your time and energy, you start shifting and start spending with people that can help you achieve these things. Right. And I know people that have that, they are 30 years old, they already have that. And they are black people. And they've been diligent. They didn't waste their money. They invested, and then they move them around. They do things, legitimately. And so they put in assets and all that stuff. So these things are the education that's very, very important. They're not going to tell you. Nobody has your interest to teach you these things, but you must know, because it's very, very, very important. You must know. It's purely going to be investment, unless you're going to eat cereal for the rest of your life. That is nearly impossible to make that based on salary alone. And so the education, the formal and the informal, are very, very important. When I think that is, Black people are leaving trillions of dollars on the table for free. And so we just got to go in there and get a piece of the pie and stuff like that. So then we can break that poverty cycle from our generation. And so for me, it's very important to me. Okay, I give away the Rolls Royce for my kids to really live a dope life, right? But chances are I'll get them both. That's the plan. So anyway, if we don't have any questions, I will wrap it up in the next few minutes. And obviously we have our real estate company, Royal Consulting Solutions. We build homes in Ghana. We do the land search. We buy land. Land stuff is a lot of work, and I'm telling you, if we want to put a price on how much we should charge, it's going to be crazy. It's a lot of labor of love. It's a lot of work to get legitimate lands and free from litigations and all that headaches and stuff like that. So we do that minimally, stuff like that. But we can build you a dope house, dope business, something elegant with quality for a fair price. We are not the cheapest. We can never be uh, because of the outcome. What we're going to produce, you just can't do it for that. And so, but we can deliver that, and we can deliver that, and hopefully you got a peace of mind, love the place that you live in. We care about what we do. And I put my house over there for you guys to see that, okay, whatever we try to do for you, it's exactly what I'm doing. If it's not good for me, I wouldn't recommend it. Stuff like that, because I want nothing but the best. So we have that aspect. So check out our website, and if you want to do so check out our website. We have consultation too that I think everybody needs to do it. I know, like I said, you always have to learn from somebody. If the smart people always do, because you don't have the time to know everything, and it's okay if some people have done something better or further along. Doesn't make you it doesn't make you inferior human being. Doesn't make you a loser. It's just that is how they've dedicated the time and energy. And so you want to get to your goals from as quickly as possible. So you have to get information and move forward and win. Okay. So yeah. That's a couple of the strategies over there. There's a couple of strategies over there, and but there's a couple other things, but you on the right track. You're on the right track. So hopefully this has been helpful. Take what you need, apply things you don't want. Is let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Um, we need. There's a couple ways to do it. So I'm not gonna give a lot in there because these are consultations. So there's a couple of things, but the most important thing is security of this investment. That's number one. If you can't secure them, doesn't matter where you put them. So there's a couple of things. Each economy requires certain things. There's certain things that is the best in Ghana compared to US. And then there's certain things that is the best in the US compared to Ghana. So you have to know what investment that you are putting in and stuff like that. So that is deep. But you hit a couple of good points, Obibini. Thank you. Book your appointment. Yes. I think so far we never had anybody that asked for a refund for the consultation. And so and the consultation to me shows level of seriousness that you actually wants to move from A to B. And I'll do my best to tell you everything that I know, everything that has worked for me, and guide you with some strategies that you can build. It's a hard thing, it's a real thing. This building thing will make you a man or a real woman. It's gonna make you. It's not fluff. It's not beating the chest. It's gonna really, really challenge you, to see whether you can pull through, because it's something that for most of us, including myself, is gonna be beyond what you can do in a short time. So it's going to show you how to be disciplined, how to be focused, how to cut back certain non-discretionary spending. You may have to remove some people in your life because they're not productive, and because sometimes people see what you're trying to do, then the jealousy will come in. So you really need to focus and be smart. I'm no dummy. If I can go get information 1 minute, I'm going to go get information. There's no reason for me to be doing try and error or figure like I know the stuff when I don't know. I will go get the information ASAP, and I'll pay my $50, my $100, get this information, apply it, and win. Okay. So, and so it's like, I think the consultation is a mess, especially like buying the land, building a house in Ghana. I think like we have a unique space in the experience is dope. The level of experience from the land stuff to the building is, you know, other things people might get us on, but these two areas, nah, we good. So use it, use it. Okay. Thanks for being a good contribution. So, mm, let's talk. Let's talk about consultation. Let's see, because it's a couple of things. Um, Emma, please let's talk, okay? Because this will not be a 5 minute 5 minute answer. It's gonna be a lot. All right, so let's talk. I'll put my website here. So if you want to book a consultation with us, just just go here and then pick a package that best suits you. So, and then we can talk. Um, it's practical. It's very practical. Yeah. So, okay, but I want to do it justice. This is not a minute or two answer. It's going to be, but maybe, yeah. So and we can see how we can get investors and stuff like that. Yeah, is it's for it's always hard because I think too is it's easier to spend than to keep, right? But there are strategies. There are strategies like, um, you can have everything you want, but at different time in your life. So the way I see it, if I don't have something now, I don't look at it like, okay, that's it. No, maybe I say, okay, I'll get it if I accomplish this goal. I'll get it in 5 years time. I'll get it, 10 years time, whatever. So it's just, but it's a skill. It's a skill that needs to be developed. Some people are very good at it. But for most people, and I fall in that category, it's something I had to learn a lot. To really not be wasteful and stuff like that. So, but once you practice, you'll be surprised. You can come with a lot of money. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Visit our website here. Check us what we have to offer, and then we'll take it from it. Let us know how we can help you. I appreciate you taking the time to spend with me this Saturday afternoon. I wish you the best. Win big. I don't believe in limitations. I believe we are excellence, and no matter what, overcome and live your best life with no compromises. Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right.